Hello, and welcome to Japanese craft beer reviews. Today's beer is definitely a Japanese craft beer. It comes from the Kyoto Brewing Company in Kyoto, Japan, and we're going to look at actually three beers in this series. And if you're interested in Kyoto Brewing Company, learning more about their beers, I have a playlist that you can check out and see a variety. I think I must have now about 40 or 50. I haven't checked, but quite a few of their beers. Kyoto Brewing was started in 2015 by three people. One of them was an American, another was a Canadian, and the third was a Welshman. And they met when they came to work in Japan in the far north area of Japan as teachers. And actually, full disclosure, I know them all, and I've known the home brewer, or the brewer, for many years, before when he was a home brewer, and sampled his home brews many times. He studied in the U.S. and then did an internship at Lost Abbey in California, and then at Shiga Kogen Beer in Nagano Prefecture, which is one of the best craft beer breweries in Japan. They started in 2015, and right out of the blocks, they did well, and they were voted the best new brewery in Japan for 2015 by RateBeer Best, the annual survey of beers on RateBeer.com. And in 2019, they were selected as the best brewery in Japan by RateBeer Best. So, they come certainly with some qualifications, and they've been doing very, very well. They have a tap room, which is actually part of the brewery, and it's open only on weekends these days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, occasionally on Thursday. They have three main flagship beers, but they also have a lot of one-offs, and they have two seasonal lines. And one is the Kimagure line, and the other is Shunka Shuto. The Kimagure line is generally an IPA or pale ale or something like that. And Shunka Shuto is generally some sort of a Saison style. They're apparently rethinking the Shunka Shuto line right now, and we'll see what happens with that. They have about 180 some odd beers listed on RateBeer.com. And on Untapped, the average rating for their beers is 3.71 out of 5, pretty high. So, they're a brewery that's acquired quite a few laurels, certainly, and they're very highly regarded in Japan. Okay. And now let's take a look at another beer from Kyoto Brewing Company, and that's this one. It's a new one, fairly new one. It's called Kyoto Brewing Wah, and some of you may be familiar with the Wah as a part of Japanese culture. This is a slightly different one. This is a wheel, and the idea of Wah here is a connected circle, and you can see this is very interesting. So there's a series of kegs, Kyoto Brewing kegs, forming a connected circle, and we'll get to that story in a second. This is an IPA, Belgian style or Saison style IPA, which is very much in the wheelhouse of Kyoto Brewing. That's the kind of thing they started out doing, and they still do very, very well, Belgian IPAs. And it's a 6% alcohol beer, 33 international bittering units. On RateBeer, this one has only 2 ratings, but it's pretty high, 3.95. And on Untapped, 35 ratings at 3.84. So pretty high ratings. Now, back to the name. This is the first beer in a new series that Kyoto Brewing has started, and it's called the Locality Series. And in the Locality Series, they're focusing on things, people, places, products from the Kyoto area. And so apparently during the pandemic, during this last year of the pandemic, they've gotten to the point where they realize that they really depend on the local people, the local products, the local atmosphere. And they're going to try to incorporate these things into their beer more and more. Last year they made an interesting beer with Kyoto, which is a smoked tea from Kyoto area. But in the locality series, this is actually the first one. What does the wheel represent? Well, this was made with as a collaboration with their permanent tap customers in Kyoto. And permanent tap means people who have agreed to always have some Kyoto beer on tap in their bar or restaurant. And what they did was they collaborated with these people and let them choose the style, choose the ingredients, and choose the name. So pretty brave of them, I think, to allow that to happen. Years ago on a homebrewing community, web community, a friend of mine was leading a group of, I think, several hundred homebrewers, and he did a similar thing, and he named it 20th Century Schizoid Ale because it has so many crazy ingredients in it. And here they accepted what people wanted, and what did they want? Well, in terms of ingredients, Pilsner malt, wheat, and Vienna malt. Hops for bittering? None. And for aroma and flavor, quite a few. Cascade, a newer one called HBC 344, Citra, Mandarina, Bavaria. Okay, so those hops, and the yeast is Belgian ale. I believe the brewery's strain, the Belgian ale strain that they have at their brewery. And so that's what it means. I mean, that's what it's about, is the kegs, their permanent tap customers, and the wheel that connects them together with their tap customers. Okay, well, let's give this one a go. Again, it's an IPA Belgian Saison style, 6% and 33 international bitter units. I love, almost anything that Kyoto Brewing makes in this style. Okay, so it's rather hazy, sort of pale, cloudy apple juice color, with a half a finger of bright white foam. I believe it's going to thin out in a second. Carbonation, not really. Yeah, I guess it is somewhat visible. Okay, and the aroma? Yeah. Okay. I'm certainly getting the Citra, or maybe the Mandarina Bavaria. It's quite present, definitely, right away. It's kind of stinky, just a touch cat pissy maybe. Kind of feral, so grassy. The malt is not really making a dent in the aroma. Okay. Wow. I'm sure the Pilsner malt, I think I'm detecting the wheat here for sure. It goes to a kind of a nice weedy sweetness in mid-palate. Nice change. So the initial flavor is very similar to the aroma, and then in mid-palate it becomes sweeter, and some of the wheat becomes very evident in mid-palate. Yeah. So no bittering hops, but with this four-pronged hop combination for aroma and flavor, definitely we're getting a lot of hop flavor in this for sure. It's coming through quite strong, and the Citra is strong. This seems a little different from some of the other Belgian style IPAs that I've had from them. I think I like it better. And the Belgian ale yeast definitely is contributing there as well. This is a very well-rounded beer. Nice choice. These customers, permanent tap customers, good job, really. And Kyoto Brewing Company as well. Good job. I think you did this very nicely. I'm looking forward to a lot more of their new locality series when those come out. And again, this is called, this is the first in the locality series from Kyoto Brewing. It's called Wah. A Belgian IPA at 6% and 33 international bittering units. Okay, well, we're going to look at another Kyoto Brewing beer in our next video, and it's kind of an unusual one, so I hope you tune in for that. Hope you're doing well. Stay healthy. Stay safe.